hotel lobby. My cousin called me earlier this afternoon and said that he was coming into town. And so hi from Georgia. I'm in North Carolina. So my cousin is in town, and I haven't seen him in a couple of months, and so I wanted to spend some time with him. So I'm sitting in the lobby while he's at dinner with some of our other family, and yeah, we're gonna hang out a little bit. Lanter, good to see you. Good to see you. So while people are coming in, thanks again for the hearts. I'm going to make a couple of announcements. If any of you that are on this broadcast right now are in North Carolina, I will be holding my last natural hair event in Eastern North Carolina on next Saturday, July 26th. It is called Maximum Exposure. You can go to maximumexposure.eventbrite.com for more information. It's going to be amazing. So the whole premise is that we're going to wear our maxi. Thank you, I appreciate it. We're going to wear our maxi dresses, and we're going to take lots of pictures. That's where the exposure part comes from. So let me bring this a little bit closer. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. And so we're going to take lots of pictures and just have a good time. So I'm sorry that I don't have lighting like I normally do. Like I said, I'm in the lobby, so I'm just chilling. It's in Greenville, North Carolina. Is where the event will be held. It's going to be at Babs Beauty and Boutique Bar. So again, you can go to maximumexposure.eventbrite.com for more information and hopefully to purchase a ticket. That would be great. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, the next thing is for those of you that may be in or near the Kansas City, thank you, I appreciate it, the Kansas City, Missouri area, I will be there August 1st and 2nd for the Kansas City Natural Hair Expo. I'm hosting both days. I'm so excited. So go to kcnaturalhairexpo.com to purchase tickets. If you are in the Kansas City area, I'm going to be there August 1st and 2nd. We just announced today, thank you, I appreciate it. Just announced today the DFW Natural Hair Expo, where I will be doing a workshop on August 24th and 25th in Dallas, Fort Worth area of Texas. You can go to Bella Kinks DFWNaturalHairExpo.com for more information and go ahead and buy your tickets. It's going to be a stellar event. All of these events are going to be amazing. So if you want to connect with me and you're in these areas, please, by all means, I would love your support and I would love to see you and meet you in person. And then lastly, for those of you that are in other parts of North Carolina, but also that that may be in surrounding areas, I'm hosting an event called the Purpose and Punch Power Party on Saturday, September 19th in Durham, North Carolina. It's from 11 till 6. I don't remember the time. It's from 11 to 6 that day. And it is going to be, there are kids in the lobby. That's why you hear all this background noise. So I apologize in advance for it. This fly is nagging me. Anyway, I'm going to be talking a lot about the things that I talk about here at this Purpose and Punch. I did it at the time that I did so that if you wanted to drive in from other areas, you could do so and then drive back home in the same day. So I do hope that you will consider coming to the Purpose and Punch Power Party. It is going to be, I called it a party because learning doesn't have to be stale and stagnant. It can be fun, and that's what this is going to be. Tap the screen if you all can hear me okay. I know it's not ideal like when I'm at home, but if you can hear me okay, then tap the screen for me. Appreciate it. I'm about to kill this fly. I need an old school fly swatter. Now I'm listening to this music. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so tonight what we are going to talk about are the 10 differences between mentoring and coaching. If you are new to my channel and you are new to the 10 at 10, what the 10 at 10 is, every Monday through Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I come on Periscope, I hop on, and I share 10 things. Hey, boo, hey! I share 10 things that could be action steps, tools, resources, ideas, suggestions that will help you build your brand, build your purpose, and help increase your productivity. So tonight what we're going to do is talk about the differences between mentoring and coaching. I do provide replays of the various events that I host of these 10 at 10s. They are available at Adeea R. Rogers, ADEERROGERS.com/10AT10 10 at 10. So you can look at the replays from all of my scopes so far at AdeeaRRogers.com/10 at 10. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope you have something to write with, because we're going to discuss the 10 differences between mentoring and coaching. We're going to start with some definitions that also will provide some further explanation and clarification, and even explain further the differences. So mentoring is a more informal association focused on building a two-way mutually beneficial relationship for long-term career movement. Mentoring, again, is a more informal association focused on building a two-way mutually beneficial relationship for long-term career movement. Whereas coaching is a more formal, structured association focused on improvements in behavior and performance to resolve any current issues or to propel you forward in your brand or in your business or whatever your goals may be, your purpose. So for me, actually, I just saw that my coach joined. Her name is Montina Portis. Say hi, everybody, to Montina. She's an amazing coach, and I really appreciate all of her support. She was the one that really convinced me and pushed me to take myself seriously and to take what I'm doing seriously. And so I just want to thank her for that. And she has this amazing concept of becoming unemployable. And that's exactly what I want to become, is unemployable. But I know that some people aren't like that. You want to stay at your job, and that's perfectly fine. But for me and what I desire to do in my life and with my family, I need to become unemployable by any outside means. So I'm excited that she's here tonight, because she is actually a coach. And so a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to probably relate to the relationship that she and I have. All right, so the number one difference between mentoring and coaching is mentoring is usually free of charge, whereas coaching usually has a fee or a cost associated with it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. I understand. Sorry you can't see or hear me clearly. Plus, I'm in a hotel lobby because I'm waiting for my cousin. So anyway, mentoring is usually free, whereas there is usually a cost associated with coaching. So when you are entering into a mentoring relationship, it's because someone believes in you and wants to kind of pour into you and help you to better and to further your career path, primarily, and other issues, other areas of your life. Whereas coaching, usually hire a coach to help you accomplish some of the things that you want to accomplish. The second difference between mentoring and coaching is that coaching is usually time limited or term limited, whereas mentoring is usually long term. So for me, I have some mentors that have been in my life the entire time that I have been employed with East Carolina University. So they have been mentors for me, whereas I have had coaches that have been have served for particular seasons in my life. over the past 10 or 15 years. So usually mentoring is a little bit more long term, and you will even have your mentors maybe even after you leave a particular place of employment or you move up. Whereas coaching, you may have one coach or a certain type of coach for a particular phase or season in your life, and then you may move on to something else after that. So for me, sometimes it's contractual. Sometimes the coaching is contractual, like you have a coach for 90 days or 6 months or a year or what have you, depending on your goals and what you're willing to invest in that process. The third difference between mentoring and coaching is that mentoring is more relationship oriented, whereas coaching is more task oriented. So a lot of times mentors are kind of naturally drawn and attracted to each other. Some of that is due to proximity because you work in the same field or you work in the same company. And so, you know, they see your performance, they see what you do, they see your enthusiasm, your work ethic, what have you, and they realize that they have something to offer you and that they have something that they can share with you that will help propel you or move you or push you forward in your career. With a coach, it's about deliverables. It's about getting things done. It's about, okay, here are your assignments for the week or your task or your homework, if you will, and here's what you need to have done or start working on and be able to give me some progress the next time we meet. So when you have a coach, they are looking for, hey, how are you? They are looking for task completion, whereas with mentoring, it's more about the relationship and how you all interact and connect and what the person can actually share with you and give to you as a result. The fourth difference between mentoring and coaching is that mentoring is usually focused on the mentor a little bit more, and I'll explain that in a second. Whereas coaching is a little bit more focused on you. So in a mentoring relationship, the mentor actually talks about themselves. They talk about their process, their journey, what they did to get where they are, the place that you may want to ultimately get to in your career or in your path or in your purpose. Whereas coaching is more about you and what you're looking for and what you want and where you want to go. And that's what your coach typically works with you on and helps you perform those tasks and change those behaviors and set up those systems that will help you get to that point. So we're talking about for those of you that just joined, we're talking about the 10 differences between mentoring and coaching. If you are new to my Periscope channel, my name is Adeea Rogers, known online as the Trendy Socialite. And we're talking about the 10 differences between mentoring and coaching. The first difference is mentoring is usually free, whereas coaching usually has a cost associated with it. The second difference is that coaching is time limited, whereas mentoring is usually long term. The third difference between mentoring and coaching is that mentoring is relationship oriented, whereas coaching is more task oriented. And the fourth difference is mentoring is focused on the mentor, whereas coaching is more focused on you. And now the fifth difference between mentoring and coaching is that mentoring meetings are usually at the discretion of the mentor, and coaching is more at the discretion of the client. So while the coach will have parameters and times when they're available, it's usually at when you want to schedule it in terms of the times that you meet with your coach. Whereas in a mentoring relationship, that's usually more dictated by the availability of your mentor. That's pretty self-explanatory. The sixth difference between mentoring and coaching is that coaching is performance driven, whereas mentoring is development driven. So when you have hired a coach and you're working with a coach, they again are looking for those tasks. They're looking for those deliverables. They're looking to see those tangible, concrete changes in your business, in your brand, in your purpose, in your life, in your health, in your wellness, whatever it is that you may be seeking coaching on. They're looking for some tangible, measurable, and specific ways that those things are being accomplished and those tasks are being accomplished. So they're looking at the performance. Whereas in a mentoring relationship, it's more about your development. This music is crazy. But anyway, the mentoring is more about your development, giving you the tools that you need to. Absolutely, coaches do care, but they want to see those results too, because mine does. Mentors are about kind of your development and giving you some of, they do. Coaches absolutely cheer you on. And they think that you're awesome and great because you are awesome and great at what you do and are passionate about. But they absolutely want to see results. I can't come to Montina and be like, well, she's gonna listen for a little bit, and then she's gonna be like, okay, how can we refocus, reshift, and move on and get these things done? And that's what you want, especially if you're paying your money. You want someone that is going to hold your feet to the fire. Because part of the reason why you hired a coach is because you want that higher level of accountability. You want someone to hold you accountable and to be responsible and to feel responsible for your development of your brand, of your business, of your life, of your health or wellness, whatever you decide to hire a coach for. When you have a mentor, they in some ways they're a little bit warm and fuzzy in terms of they're like, oh, you want to, they kind of help you mature and grow up. Your coach is helping you make those decisions that are going to push you forward and that are going to help you accomplish some tasks and some things that you really want to accomplish. The seventh difference between mentors and coaches is that coaches ask a lot of questions and they don't answer them. They wait for you to answer them. Whereas mentors sometimes give advice. Now, not saying that it's always this way, one way or the other. Coaches, sometimes give advice. And mentors sometimes ask questions. It is very much it goes both ways. But a lot of times coaches, the way they are set up and the way they coach is they help you to discover the answers because it helps with your thought process. So when those situations continue to happen or something else comes up, you at least have some process to go by to help make decisions. So a lot of times with coaches, they will ask you questions and they ask really, really deep questions. They ask powerful questions that almost stop you dead in your tracks. They make you think and they make you just like, oh wow, I never really thought about it like that. And it requires a lot of introspection and it requires a lot of you digging deep in what you are wanting to do. Mentors, they typically give a lot of advice. So they say, okay, here's, when I went through this, this is what I did. I suggest that you do this. They help give you some steps and some things like that. Whereas coaches are more about asking you what it is that you want to accomplish, what your end goal is, and sort of just walking with you through the process of discovering what that looks like. The eighth difference between mentoring and coaching is that coaches help you discover, mentors help you navigate. So again, yes, oh my God, they absolutely kick you out of your comfort zone. Coaches kick you out of your comfort zone. Coaches help you discover. They help you discover who you are, what you want, how you can get there, what it looks like. They help you discover all of that. Mentors help you sort of navigate through the waters, especially when it relates to your career and your path. They say, oh, you need to sort of talk to this person and you need to go to this meeting and you need to join this organization. Coaches are like, okay, so there are all of these different ways that we can get to this end goal. What's the best way for you? What resonates with you? What really feels good inside of you in terms of your path of discovery, your path to getting to your best optimal self? Mentoring, they kind of give you a little bit more direction in that. And neither one is good or bad or anything like that. The thing that I love about coaches is the fact that it helps me get to know me. With a mentor sometimes you are responding to what they're saying and what they're doing and doing what they suggest. So sometimes it's a little bit more robotic, and thank you, I appreciate it. It's a little bit more robotic in my opinion because you're following instructions, whereas with a coach, you're getting to know yourself. And ultimately, that's what's going to help you fulfill your purpose. That's what's going to help you really, really discover who you are, walk in it, be content, be satisfied, and do amazing things in your life. The number 9 difference between mentoring and coaching is that mentors are usually industry or niche specific, because that's actually how you usually interact with them or meet them initially. Coaches don't have to be within your field. So one of the things that I love about mentors is, if I were going to stay in higher education, I absolutely would, and I still will have a mentor. I will have a mentor in that area. But I would definitely have a really, really strong mentor that is going to help me. Hey!
How you gonna say hey and you live on Periscope?
Come over here.
No.
Why not?
No, I don't know.
We're going to get on Periscope when I get off.
Okay, have fun.
All right, I'll text you when I'm done.
All right.
Okay. That was my cousin. He's going to get on Periscope. He doesn't know it. Oh, you will. He thinks he's so cool. That's my baby, though. Anyway. So mentors are usually industry or niche specific, because that's how he thinks he's so mad cool. He's wearing shades and everything. That's how you usually meet them, whereas coaches don't necessarily have to be in your field. So, and I think that there's wisdom in that, because they give you a completely different perspective. Sometimes when you only surround yourself with people in your field, it can, you get kind of siloed in your way of thinking and in your approach to problem solving and creating new paths and things like that. Whereas coaches, they bring this outside perspective because they don't really know and understand your industry quite like that. So they're just like, well, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And you're like, why can't I do that? Why can't I do this? They really do help open your eyes, because they may not be in your field and they're just thinking eyes wide open, no box, not even to think outside of a box. There is no box. And the 10th and last difference between mentoring and coaching is mentors develop capabilities. Coaches develop abilities. We're all capable of something. Your mentor helps you to discover that and helps to develop that. Your coaches help develop those abilities to lead, to teach, to do whatever it is that you're passionate about in that particular business, to lose weight, to improve your health, to get your finances together. They develop those abilities in those areas that help you to reach your optimal level of performance. Because again, coaching is performance and task driven. You should see some tangible results of coaching relationships. And so those are my 10 differences between mentoring and coaching. I'm going to go back through them, and I'm going to give you one more piece of advice, especially around coaching, because I have employed coaches at various points in my life, and it has completely changed who I am, how I am in my life. So the 10 differences between coaching and mentoring. Mentoring is usually free. Coaching usually has a cost associated with it. Number 2, coaching is time limited. Mentoring is usually long term. Number 3, mentoring is relationship oriented. Coaching is task oriented. Number 4, mentoring is focused more on the mentor, whereas coaching is more focused on you. Number 5, mentoring meetings usually happen at the discretion of the mentor, whereas coaching happens more at the discretion of the client. Number 6 difference between mentoring and coaching. Coaching is performance driven, whereas mentoring is development driven. The 7th difference between coaching and mentoring. Coaches ask questions, and powerful questions. Mentors give advice. The 8th difference between mentoring and coaching. Coaches help you discover. mentors help you navigate. The number 9 difference between mentoring and coaching is mentors are usually in your industry or they are niche specific, whereas coaches don't have to be within your field or your niche in order to be effective. And the last difference between mentoring and coaching, mentors develop capabilities. Coaches develop abilities. And so again, like I said, I've had mentors in my life. I still have mentors in my life. And at various points and times in my life, I have employed the services of coaches, including my coach who's on right now, Montina Portis. And the one thing that I want to encourage you about coaches, I do absolutely think that it is wise and valuable. And if you are really looking to make that next step and you want to make sure that that next step is tangible and you can see some things, I do encourage you to consider hiring a coach. I do some coaching. Most of mine are, 1 or 2 hour sessions. I do a half-day VIP and a full-day VIP as well. That can be done in person or virtually. But I do recommend that you absolutely look into hiring a coach. Now, if that is something that you are going to do, if you are willing, because it's not paying somebody and lining their pockets. It's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your development, your growth, your brand, your business. So, and that's how you have to look at it. So if you look at it like that, you also have to be serious and intentional and show up in it. You have to do the work. Whether you hire a coach or you have a mentor, no one is going to want to pour into you and you don't do what they suggest or say. I don't like wasting my time, even if I'm getting paid for it, and I don't like wasting my breath. So if you are going to hire a coach, if you are going to do that, even if you're going to have a consistent relationship and conversation with a mentor, please be all in. Please do yourself a favor and do yourself the service of doing everything within your power to make it work, and do the things that they suggest, and do the homework, and do the heavy lifting. Dig deep and do that. I promise you will see a difference. Whenever I have done all of the work, I have seen market differences. When I do what Montina suggests, I see market differences. That's why I'm here where I am now, because I did the work. I did the heavy lifting. It was uncomfortable. It was scary. It was risky on my part on a lot of different levels, but I'm reaping the benefits of that now. And I want you to reap those same benefits. I think mentors will get you to a certain level and they're valuable in certain situations. I think coaches, all of the coaches that I've had, they've not only been concerned about my business life, but they've been concerned about my life. Hey, boo. They've been concerned about my life as a whole. Thank you so much. I do try to implement because it's what I want. It's what I'm passionate about. And I'm telling y'all. So when you get my GoFundMe, don't act like you don't know me. I have to come out of my job. I have to have the time to be able to sit and do periscopes and to create the content that I know you all need, because it is my fondest and ultimate desire to push at least 1,000 people towards their purpose, whatever that purpose is. And I can't do that and work at ECU at the same time. I love ECU. I mean, it has been good to me. It has been a blessing in my life because it helped me discover ultimately what I am destined and designed to do. And that is to help people discover what their purpose is, which is ultimately what college is all about, is discovering your purpose and figuring that out. And so for me, ECU has been strategic in helping me realize that I need to help people find and discover, develop, and deploy their purpose. And I can't do that working a full-time job. I just can't. I don't have the time, the energy, or the resources to stretch myself that thin. So I have to do what Montina suggests. I have to do what people that pour into my life suggest, because I need to get out of there. My goal is Q1 of 2016. I'm going to give the deuces. And in order to do that, I have I have so many things that I need to do between now and that point, my last day of working. And so if there are things, I know, thank you so much. I believe I can do it too. If there are things that you want out of life and you want to see some differences and you want to see some measurable, marketable differences in your life, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. Of course, you know, Periscope and probably wonky Wi-Fi won't let me be great. But anyway, I just wanted to come back really quickly and just say that coaching has been a strategic blessing and a strategic part of my development and my growth as a business and a brand. And I do highly suggest it. I coach some of you that are here. Hey, how are you? And I think that it's, I'm blessed by it. I hope that you are. I know I keep getting disconnected too. So you're gonna have to watch the replay, but I'm also recording it. So the full replay will be on my website, adearrogers.com/10at10. So that'll be up on Instagram tomorrow. Are there any questions that I can answer for you about mentoring and coaching? If you've thought about it, how many of you have thought about it? Give me some hearts if you've thought about it. Can I answer any questions for you about what that looks like and how you can even go about, because it took a lot. I didn't really talk about that, but I can absolutely talk about how to choose a coach. And I can give you a couple of stories. I can give you a bad story and I can give you a great story. So the bad story is I stumbled upon a coach and I was interested in her, and her message resonated with me to a degree. It was at a point where I wasn't monetizing a lot of what I did. And so I was just at that point where I was trying to figure out how to monetize it and what to monetize and that sort of thing. And so I set up I think she called it a discovery call. It's what I call a discovery call, which is like a 15, 30-minute conversation where you kind of discover or figure out if that coach can help you, if you all have a connection, what have you. And when I got on the phone with her, I hate to say it, but she immediately had an attitude. She was smacking her lips. She was like, so, and we were just on the phone, but I could feel like she was prepping her lips. She was like, so I looked at your website and I couldn't figure out, like what it is that you were doing. And that's how she started the conversation, right? And so I was like, well, I said, that's part of what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to sort of figure out what I can monetize, where I really am, what I'm really, who my target audience is. And she was like, well, I mean, are you making any money though? I was like, well, not as much as I should, or certainly not as much as I want to. And she was like, well, I mean, she was like, well, you're just not one of my ideal clients because you're not making any money. And I was like, but that's why I'm coming to you, because I want to get to that point. And I need some help in discovering and figuring out what that looks like. Exactly. It was highly unprofessional. And she kept interrupting me, but then accused me of interrupting her. I said, well, you're not allowing me to finish, considering I'm thinking about hiring you to be my coach. Like, you just keep cutting me off. Well, are you making any money? Yeah, that is something that you have to take into consideration. But, at that point, again, that's why any coach worth their salt will have some opportunity for you to interact with them one-on-one to figure out if it is an ideal match or an ideal relationship. Absolutely. Her focus was not on me and my development. You got that right. Not on me and my development. Now, conversely, when I don't know if she had the hair roll, but in my mind she did, because her tone was crazy. Her tone was completely disrespectful to me, and I was just like, I said, you know what? I just don't think we're a match. She was like, you're right. I was like, you have an amazing day. And then, do you know what she did after that? She tweeted about me. Now, obviously, she didn't at me or say my name or anything like that, but she talked about me on Twitter. I was like, really? That's what you're going to do? You didn't even wait a day. You didn't even do a blog post a couple of days. Yeah, she talked about, exactly. Bye, Felicia. That good sister talked about me on Twitter. I was so, it took everything within me not to at her and put her completely on blast. I almost did. But you know, that day I was really close to Jesus, and he saved her. He didn't save me, he saved her. Because she almost got all the way straight. Conversely, that's pretty extreme. Conversely, when I'm not even exactly sure, I did keep it professional. I'm not even exactly sure how Montina and I crossed paths. I think I may have seen a tweet from her, and we just started interacting, and I think she had a webinar, and I hopped on it, and I was there for what she was saying, and she opened up a group, and I was like, yes, I need to be a part of it. And she has just been so strategic in my development, and she's been honest with me, she's been forthright with me, but it has come from such a caring, nurturing, and loving place that I was just like, even when she's corrected me, I was like, you're right. And because she has been so amazing in that regard, I have wanted to be that with the people that I coach and the clients that I have. I've had 2 other coaches that have been amazing like that as well. Simon T. Bailey was a coach of mine years and years ago when I just got out of college. I didn't know who I was, let alone what I wanted to do. And I still remember our conversations, and I actually talked to him a few months ago, and I just thanked him again for all that he poured into me. And I told him where I was, and I said, you know, where a lot of where I am is because of the seeds that you planted way back when I was struggling and didn't know who I was, and just was out here just running amok and with no purpose, no direction, wondering. Yes, and that's who I am. People that even just talk to me, even my friends, you rarely end a conversation with me when you're asking for advice or you're running something by me where you don't have homework. And I've told my friends that, I told one friend if she didn't start her blog by the end of the summer that we weren't going to be friends anymore. I told another friend he had 2 weeks off. I said, I'm going to be checking on you, and I need to see something by the end of your vacation. So yeah, I'm that friend. You can't tell me something and then I not hold you accountable or not give you ideas. When people mention something to me, my brain starts going. Yes, Babs can tell you, I give homework, and sometimes it's worksheets. She usually has at least a page of notes, which, by the way, we got to set up a time for tomorrow. Or we were supposed to meet today, weren't we? We got to set up a time. Anyway, yes, that is me. I push you to action. I push you to your purpose. Because you can't be in my circle and not be doing nothing. What do you do with clients not putting in the work? I think at that point, you have to have an honest conversation with them and see where they are and if they are really wanting to do that, if they're really wanting what they say they want. I will ride with you till the wheels fall off, like Jasmine Sullivan said, but I'm not going to do it for you, and I'm not going to do it by myself. That's just not going to happen. So you have to be willing to do the work. And everyone that I work with, including Babs, she's willing to do the work. Now, I understand, we all understand, life happens and things happen, and sometimes you get discouraged, you get disgruntled, you fall down a little bit. But that's also where your coach cares about you and covers you and and lifts you up and says, all right, tomorrow's a new day, next week is a new week. Let's keep it moving. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Babs. I mean, the selfish part of me would be like, well, she's not willing to do the work, and then just take her money. But from an integrity and a work ethic and a real coaching perspective, you can't do that. Like, she has to do the work. And I think the conversation that probably needs to happen is, why isn't she doing the work? What else in her life is happening that she's not doing the work? Because clearly there's some outside or maybe even some internal pressures or things that are happening that she's not able to do the work. So I think you're going to have to take off your coaching hat and put on your counselor hat, because coaches also function in that capacity. So you're going to have to sort of figure out and have a conversation with her about what that looks like. And maybe you do take a break in your relationship, or you put a pause there, or you say, if she's paid ahead, you say, well, I'm going to give you, like 6 weeks to try to maybe figure it out. And then we can resume, and you don't have to, your payments will just stop kind of right there. And then we'll pick up in, a few weeks. I know sometimes for a lot of people, it's a lot of juggling. It's a lot of things like that. And so maybe you can, help her figure out her schedule, or help her figure out, those external issues. You may be even able to coach her on conversations that she needs to have, because it may be that somebody in her life or in her circle is discouraging her. It's kind of like good angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other. So there might be someone in her ear that is preventing her from doing it. There could be a recording in her head. There could be all of these lies in her head that she's repeating that's keeping her from doing the work. So I think if you can have that kind of conversation with her, that thank you, Babs. Yeah, no one ever leaves a conversation with me where you don't have some ideas. I try to put verbs in my sentences and give you things to work on. So yeah, the way that I am is, I want to get to the root. I want to get to the real reason why you're not doing some things, and then I can help you from there. And if I can't help you from there, then I will help you find the resources to help you. If it's beyond my scope, if it's beyond my level of comfort or my knowledge or expertise, then I will help you find the help that you need. But because I care about you as an individual, I'm not just going to be like going on just saying, okay, well, let's do this and let's do that, when I clearly see you struggling and I clearly see that something else is up. Babs will tell you, there were things that were going on in both of our lives. And so sometimes we just talk about other stuff. Do you think it's necessary to choose someone who has clients primarily in your niche? No, I do not. For me, with coaching, it is a lot about rapport and camaraderie and chemistry. So how do I feel about this person? Like, do we click? Do I get it? Do I like her style? All of those things. That's what really makes me excited about coaching. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop mid-sentence, but I saw that question. So let me know if I answered that. Did I give you some guidance and maybe some things to even talk to her about? I do absolutely think you need to have a conversation of just kind of what's going on. I noticed that, you're not as focused as you were when we first started working together. How can I help you work through that? And then allow her to just speak and vent. I'm more like a business lifestyle coach. Thank you. Because I do realize all of no matter what it is that you do, whether it's a business, a blog, a YouTube channel, products, services, that you bring yourself to it. And I can't coach you on building your business or your brand or your blog without acknowledging that you are an integral part in it. I have to do that. I know, I'm sorry. But again, I am recording it, so hopefully you can grab the recording off of YouTube. off of my page, okay? So it is on adearrogers.com/10@10. So y'all be sure to look at my Instagram because I put it up there. I put the 10 things that we talk about, and it says watch the replay at the top. Y'all are so sweet. I appreciate all the tap, 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 tappity tap. What did, oh, now I feel like that song from Empire. We need to do it for Periscope. Tip, tap, tippity tap. I forget what it is now, but I'll hear it because this music is messing with me. Thank you all so much. Are there any other questions that you have about coaching? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know it's drip drop, but now we're gonna have to change it to tip tap for this. Now, all right, y'all, I'm getting ready to sign off. I know that my connection maybe has been the problem, but again, this will be hopefully this my Google Chat thing is working well. This will be on my website, adearrogers.com/10@10. You will find the other ones there, except for the first one that I did on Evernote. So you can go back and I don't know where Ayana is. She popped in earlier. You can look at all of the other ones, the ones on purpose, the ones on event planning, the one I did last night using Periscope as a ministry, all of that kind of stuff. So somebody better check on Ayana, see where she is. So I'm gonna sign off now, y'all, because like I said, I'm on location in a hotel lobby because my cousin is in town, and so I want to spend some time with him before he has to leave. Any other questions before I go? Please do. All right. Thank you all so much. For those of you that just logged in, please check out my replay. It'll be up by noon tomorrow at adearrogers.com/10@10. Adeea R. Rogers, ADEARROGERS.com/10AT10. You can also, I think, hopefully watch the replay here. Hopefully it's recorded. There are 2 parts, so be sure to do that. And I really, really appreciate you all. Take care, and I will see you Monday. I don't Periscope on 10@10 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I'll be on Periscope periodically. But Monday we are talking about the 10 beliefs that you have to have in order to succeed. 10 beliefs that you have to have in order to succeed. That's our topic for Monday. All right, you all take care and be blessed. Have an amazing weekend, but I'll check in with you and check on you during the weekend. Love you all. Be blessed. Bye.